your exterior doors. So you've had quite a few doors that were just trashed.
Isn't that cute?
I mean, wow, these were trashed.
It was pretty rough. They were pretty rough.
You could put your finger probably through the door. You know what I mean?
They were rough.
So this was your driveway side one?
Yep. And
was that the garage?
That is the driveway side one.
Okay.
That is no longer in existence.
Right. So when I showed up, there was storage on the inside, so I couldn't see how bad it was on the inside. But man, when I was there last week, it was like, woo.
Yeah, it was rough.
Was bad.
But we removed it. I wanted to seal the whole wall up. Because I'm going to have my guitars there. So I wanted to seal the whole wall up. So they did. They took it out. They took the jam out, and they just put the all the wood.
The framing.
The framing. Yeah.
And they put stucco over it.
Yeah.
Cool.
That is no more.
I was there today. I walked right by. I didn't even look.
Yeah, it's done.
So So a damaged door. So let's talk about that. So you had wood. These were wood doors, by the way.
Yeah.
So they looked very old. Now, what doesn't your house have above the doors?
Well, it doesn't have gutters. That's for sure. That is definitely on the agenda.
No rain gutters, wood door,
problem.
Even a wood window frame over time, definitely a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a problem.
Why do you think? It's just speculating here. Why do you think that the previous owners would not do that?
Do what?
Put in gutters.
Because it's California, and some people really think it doesn't rain enough here to make it cause a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, right? But when it downpours and nobody can drive,
right?
And oh my God, I can't drive because it's raining. You don't consider that a lot of rain? Yeah. It's not sprinkling out.
No.
It's like it downpours. It's almost like a tropical storm here sometimes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So all that water needs a place to go. Mm-hmm. And when it hits the ground, it's bouncing right back and hitting your wood doors. And if they're not painted right and sealed,
that's what happens.
They're going to absorb and they're going to swell and they're going to rot away, dry rot, whatever. Sure. Not to mention termite damage.
Yeah.
So to answer your question is, why people don't think they need gutters. It's because we live in California. A lot of people really think that.
That's wild to me. It just seems, again, just like the sealing up the crawl spaces and whatnot for rodents. This is an easy solution to prevent more damage in the future. I just don't get why people wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, I push it a lot on people. Yeah, even realtors like, oh, it doesn't rain over here.
Get out of here.
Oh, not at all. Why you have an umbrella?
Yeah.
So, and then
stylish.
Yeah, right. And then on your staircase here, what's missing?
Man, well, number one, a railing. Number two, style.
Yeah, and that red paint. Ooh.
Oh, thank goodness that's gone.
So, I see this a lot in houses. There's no handrail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a lot of stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your maybe your parents visiting or somebody elderly and they just have a bad knee and bam, they land wrong. They got nothing to grab onto.
And those stairs are slippery too.
Yeah, they're going down fast. There's going to be a cleanup on aisle 3 when they land at the bottom of that. That's for sure. So yeah, you got to have rail. Anything 4 steps or higher should have a handrail. It's once common courtesy, I think, for anyone visiting you.
Do you have any videos on how to install those, like how to measure properly? Is it just?
No, I haven't made anything like that, but I'll put that on the list here.
Yeah,
absolutely. Something I could. Yeah, there you go. I haven't had that request before. So, by the way, is that an air filter right there?
I think that used to be an air filter.
That thing was dirty, wasn't it? Yeah, we're gonna get to that when we get to that section. So I recommended a window upgrade.
Yep, we're going to do that.
So why do I recommend a window upgrade? Well, some of your windows might have been single pane, the old double hung or single hung. It could be those sliders. I think you had some of the sliders too.
We definitely did.
And they're all single pane glass, so they're a thing of the past. It's basically having a hole in your wall. Yeah. The only thing that stops is the wind.
Yeah. I mean, we would close the front door and the windows would shake.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no R value to a single pane glass. It's just like literally a hole in your wall. So basically, when I'm in someone's house inspecting it, there's something they're thinking about buying. I'm just recommending, hey, you know what? You got a central heating and cooling system here. It was a really good idea to upgrade your windows to help keep that heating and cooling inside, as opposed to letting it go out the window, literally.
I think it's going through this window process right now. I could definitely see how people would delay it because it's very expensive, right, to get windows. But you have to see the long term in that, because if you do your research and you get the right kind of window that's going to hold up, that's going to last you 15 years, right? And not only
15,
that,
20, yeah,
and not only that, your electric bill is going to go down,
right?
As opposed to if you have what's currently in our home, it's just throwing money away. Because like you say, it's like having a window there. Right. So why even run the air conditioner? It's a
good investment.
Yeah.
Adding new windows to your house is money well spent.
I agree.
If you buy a quality window.
Which we've learned a lot of.
If you're just buying a junk window to replace another obsolete window, well, you're not going to get much better.
Right.
But windows can be expensive.
Very
expensive. And I've been researching because I have a project I'm about to embark on here at my place again. Another, but this is a big one, a big project. So I got to get a door, a window, actually 2 windows. So I've been looking at, let me refresh my memory. What's best? Vinyl clad, aluminum clad. It's wood on the inside. It's
sure.
Either aluminum or vinyl on the. I don't like vinyl because vinyl over time will tend to discolor.
Sure.
And maybe twist and warp a bit. So.
I don't like it. The seams, see, on the vinyl, the seams are they have a little bit of gunk build up on there. That's the glue. And whereas I think it was the fiberglass, it's like a nice crisp cut.
That's true. I forgot about that fiberglass. Yep.
So, you're paying a little bit more, but what you're paying for is the quality,
right.
and the look of it.
Right.
And Kevin, he's the one that's saying, get the ones that are going to look good and are going to be high quality, because it's going to make your home value go up.
And always remember, whenever you're remodeling your house, always keep in the back of your mind, I might want to sell this someday.
Exactly.
So do I have bragging rights? Can I tell them I bought a Marvin set of windows? Right. Or did I buy Anderson? Or did I buy the cheapest thing on the market? Okay. You won't be talking about those if you did.
No, but the Marvins are nice.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
That's the Rolls Royce of windows right there. So they seem to be a little better than Pella windows.
They roll right into your bank account and roll right out with your money.
Exactly. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the washing machine safety pan. Why is that in there? Well, where was your laundry again?
Well, there were 2 places, because we found 2 sets of washers and dryers. One was out in the garage, which
is what I had when I moved in.
Yeah, which we're moving the washer and dryer out there. We just had the plumber run the hot water out to the garage.
Okay,
so we're going to keep it out there, and then it's in the house behind down those column steps.
Yeah.
Into that little pantry way that's actually permitted for a bathroom, but the previous owners used it as a laundry room. So we're removing them. We're getting them out of there.
You're gonna turn that into a bathroom.
Yeah,
Smart.
Go back to a bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's already plumbed for it and everything.
All right. Purpose of a safety pan under a washing machine. What is that for? I got to tell you, it's pretty important. Guess who doesn't have one? This guy. Because when I was putting in my washer in my hallway, when I relocated everything from the garage to the house, I just spaced it, and I put myself in a position where I had a helper here ready to go, and I was like, and I didn't do it. So now I have to take it out again eventually and put one in, or I'm just going to put a water alarm down there on the floor.
Oh yeah, I have several of those at the office.
Yeah, so water alarms are pretty effective, but I wasn't even thinking of it because I was kind of rushed.
Would you say you were panicked?
Not panicked, rushed. I was rushed. So it's a good idea, because especially if your laundry's on the 2nd floor.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to be dealing with the water. Yeah.
When you do your laundry, you're not sitting there in a chair staring at it running, are you?
No.
Nope. You're living your life. You're leaving. You're going out. You're running out for the day. You might start your laundry in the morning, go to work, come back. It's done. Whatever. When it leaks, you probably are not going to be there.
Yeah.
If it leaks. So the safety pan will capture some of the water, because it will damage your floors depending on what kind of floors you got.
Oh, sure.
If you got any carpet in the area, now you got a moisture damage problem. That's a big problem. That can turn into a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't see it leak and it was leaking and you use it again, it's going to leak again.
Yeah.
So
that's part of the reason we decided to move it out to the garage is to kind of lower the risk if things do leak. You know, you don't want to deal with that inside the house. But
yeah.
I mean, the safety pan is, you know, if you're in the house, then that's the way to go.
Right. Now, I think it's for your layout, it's not a bad idea. Yeah. Because you had a lot of walls in different areas, so you had a hard time just kind of finding a spot. Another spot for that would have been maybe if you did a major remodel in the kitchen area, then you could find a place to put a tower.
Yeah.
Stackable.
Yeah. I think for now, I mean, we're not tackling that kitchen for at least a year. So it was like, let's just run the line outside for now.
All right. Let's talk about my favorite subject, and that's heating and cooling.
Oh, yeah.
So what was the date on that? Let's see. 8 years? Your system was about 8 years old.
Yeah. You said that was in pretty good standing.
Right. So it just, the filter was completely jammed up.
Sure.
Nobody was taking care of the system. So the good news is it's only 8 years old. So you didn't buy a house with a 40-year-old furnace. So that's a plus.
Significant plus.
Significant plus.
So a question about this. This is the last thing I'm going to do before we move in is have an HVAC service guy come out. What does a standard HVAC service include? What should I be looking for? What should I be looking for in a good serviceman or woman? What do you think?
Those are good questions. Well, I've come across many, many homes where before I even start looking at the HVAC system, the realtor's in a rush to tell me they just had it serviced. Great. Do you have a receipt? I can ask. Okay, great. So it means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely zero. In one ear, out the other. I'm still going to look at it like I need to look at it because that's my job. So many times after I've been told that by a realtor who's just rushing to tell me that, I'm like, did you say that this was just serviced? Yeah. Do you know when? Like what, yesterday or maybe last week, last month? Oh, it was about a week ago. Okay. Well, you might want to call that guy back and have him bring some filters with him because he didn't even change it and it's completely clogged.
Right. You're breathing that in.
So nobody looked at this system. So whoever told you that they serviced this, either they were just lying to you or the guy that came was just a hack and he just didn't do anything and just took your money and left. So yes, you want to find a reputable company. So a reputable company, I can help you. I can help you with that. So as far as what they're going to do, well, they're going to test it. They're going to check voltage. They're going to check your coolant levels just to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And you not being an experienced homeowner and not being a hands-on guy like me, you should definitely have it serviced on a year. Well, they'll come out twice a year, before the winter and before the summer. I think something like that will cost, I don't know, maybe $25 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But how often do you change your air filters here at your house?
I suggest everybody, including me, check them every 3 months at the most. Now, if you have dogs or cats or any kind of pets and your return is located by the floor, you want to check it more often. Because as soon as you turn that on, any pet hair that's in that area will get sucked right into the system, right into the filter. And those can get clogged up very fast, depending on what kind of animals you have. So that's a good point right there.
And do you have a brand of filter that you like?
Not particularly. I believe in changing a cheap filter more often than buying an expensive filter.
Okay. That's good to know.
So just get like a 4-pack for $20.
Sure.
And just change them more often.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the filter's for?
My thought would be to capture like dirt and stuff in the air and keep it out of the HVAC system.
Okay, that's correct.
Oh, good.
It's not for your breathing. Some people literally think because of all the marketing that's out there, and there's some very creative marketing out there, HEPA this, HEPA filter, micro whatever. People think it's for their breathing. No, the filter is to protect the system. It's not installed and designed for your breathing.
So a question about that, though. I go into people's homes and I see that they have all those air purifiers. What are your takes on those things?
Air purifier. I've never needed one personally. I've never bought one personally. I've never thought I needed one or used one. I don't have a good answer for you. I just don't have a condition where I need something like that. I think some people do though. Mm-hmm. My wife, she bought one and she used it for a while, then she stopped using it. So I guess it just depends on the individual. Some people are very sensitive to things
like allergies and stuff like that.
Yeah, some people are really sensitive, like mold, for example. Mm-hmm. And like I can walk into a house that has mold, and people won't know it. And man, I'll be sneezing, and I can feel my eyes get irritated, and I've actually left homes with a slight headache before because it was so bad, and the people living there had no idea. Probably because it didn't really affect them that much, but I wound up finding a pretty significant mold problem. So I think we're all different as far as any kind of, airborne things go on.
It's not like a mandatory thing you would recommend. It's a kind of an individual based thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You keep your house dry. If you're a clean person and your house is dry, I think you'll be okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Move on.
So, in this system here, let's see what else. Oh, your thermostat. I just love that red paint. I'm not going to miss that red paint.
I'm not.
And you had 2 returns. So let's talk about that. This is where the air filters go. Right. So anybody listening, if you're not sure what a return is, that's the big grill that you typically open to change your filter. The other registers and stuff you see on your ceilings or maybe about the bottom of your walls or sometimes your floors, those are the supply. So those are giving you heating or cooling. This big grill here, it sucks in air from inside the house, heats it or cools it, whatever you selected, and then distributes it through the registers that I just mentioned. So that's how this works. So you have a 2-story, and one of your returns is just about at the top of the stairs, which is a great place for it. Okay, so whoever put that in was thinking. Because when you have 2 stories and you only have one return on one floor, sometimes typically it's usually on the bottom floor. So what that means is you can't adequately remove the hot air or the cold air from the second floor to then replace it with the hot or cold air you're trying to put in. So this thing, remember, this big grill sucks air.
Makes a lot of sense now.
That's okay, good. So that's what it's about. So you want to remove air and replace air. Now, if you only had one return downstairs, your upstairs is going to be hotter or colder all the time because you just can't move enough air. That's why having 2 returns on a 2-story building are really, really a smart move. But a lot of times they're not there. There's not a second one. And
good. That's good to know that we have it.
Yeah. So you're way ahead. Just keep those filters clean and always change them at the same time. That way you don't have to worry about, did I change that one or this one? All right. So here's your AC unit on the roof. This is your outdoor condensing unit. So this has a lot going on here. The unit, let's see, the age of the unit was also 8 years. So these were installed, your furnace, your indoor A-coil, and likely your duct was all installed at the same time. So about 8 years ago. So what I noticed here when I did your inspection is you have this metal flashing. Well, it's a pedestal actually. This metal pedestal, and it's all rusted. There's seams, open seams all around the edges. That's not a typical installation for that pedestal. Typically, it's a lot cleaner. It's more like a cap. Like it's got edges on it, and it sits down. And then your unit is not strapped down to it. There should be little straps on there as well. So I remember the system was working, right? It was functional.
Yeah.
But it needs attention. So it needs to be strapped down properly. This platform should be redone, like take off the unit, put down a proper pedestal cap cover, flash. It's all metal. It's a galvanized flashing.
Mm-hmm.
And that way there, it keeps the moisture from getting into your attic.
So let's chat on this for a second. The ultimate goal is to move this to the ground.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. But we may be 5 years from that, just based on budget.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, who do I hire to do this, or can I do it myself?
Well, no, that's your HVAC guy. You're not doing that yourself.
Okay, so the HVAC people can smooth all this out, get rid of any.
No, hang on. No, your HVAC guy is going to take it off the roof. They're going to cut the lines, and they're going to disconnect the power. They're not going to re-roof your house. A roofer
That I understand.
would have to come back and then fix all that and make the roof normal again.
I'm saying while it's still up there, how do we resolve the issues that are there now to get me through another 3 to 5 years? I'm specifically worried about water getting into the attic.
Well, there's a couple different ways of looking at it. What if you're going to wait that many years? I would have a new pedestal cover put on there.
Okay.
So you don't experience moisture leaking into your house. So I really think that's the first thing I would do, because if you're waiting just maybe a year, I would just get up there and put a bunch of roof patching on it just to seal up all the openings and just keep your fingers crossed. But if you're going to wait 5 years, I would replace that top piece.
And the HVAC people will do that?
Yeah, sure. They'll have to lift up the unit and slide a new cap on there and put it back down and just tighten it up.
Okay.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Shouldn't be a problem. And this hole right here is where your AC line goes in. And this here was wide open. So if you did get rodents on your roof, they're just going to in and out of that too.
Can you zoom in on that?
Let's see. Whoops. No. I don't think so. No, I can't zoom in on that.
The feed of the cold air going into the house, there's a hole.
Yeah, that's a chase. That would be called a chase. So when you have an AC unit on the roof, you have to make a hole in the roof to run the lines through. It's the oil line and also the AC line.
And there's a hole there, and that's where the rodents are getting.
Yeah, but you can put like your rodent guys. Make sure they know about this so that they get on the roof and they put proper mesh around this. You can just deal with that by putting mesh around this right now.
Great.
Yeah. So make sure the rodent guys show them this picture, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about.